Aaron O'Toole joins us live, fresh from his latest announcement to help the severely injured trying to cope with their disabilities. Welcome to the program, Minister O'Toole.
Good to be here.
So it's a new lump sum for severely injured veterans. How much and how many will get this benefit?
This is a new benefit that is really targeted at folks that are seriously injured and have a period of recovery. So the older disability award system really provided a lump sum under the disability award based on the permanent disability of someone. This new award, which is $70,000 for a veteran seriously injured from an event, an injury in training or in deployment, addresses the fact that that traumatic event often leads to hospitalization, surgery, recovery. This is to compensate and recognize that recovery piece, and it's an enhancement to the new Veterans Charter. What I've been doing previously, Don, has been filling a few of the gaps that were found in the new Veterans Charter in the last few years. This is a new benefit, this is an enhancement, and this is based on consultations with veterans groups and seeing that we didn't properly recognize the pain and stress of that recovery. We're backdating it too, so there'll be over 100 people eligible right out of the gate, and then this is a new statutory benefit under the Veterans Charter going forward, so it will really depend on operational deployments, training incidents, those sorts of things to see who qualifies.
So I'm trying to get my head around this. Is this people who are, bedridden, or would they be people in rehabilitation? I'm thinking of Trevor Green, Captain Trevor Green, took the axe to the head. Everyone knows who he is, but he's mobile, or at least he's assisted. He's mobile. Would he qualify for something like this?
Without talking about specific cases, but probably yes.
Trying to narrow it in as to who might get it.
And we did something that also reflects the fact that veterans with challenges on recovery in their home, we're providing a new family caregiver relief benefit for those type of households, because the recovery period is long, or sometimes this is a new change for the family. This targets, there's been veterans that were really upset by their disability award, the so-called lump sum, because it's determined when the recovery is finished on. So after the person's been in hospital, maybe taken out of Afghanistan, in Germany, surgeries, and because our care is so strong, if they don't have a permanent disability, they got a very low disability award, a very low lump sum. This targets them because we're actually recognizing that that recovery, that time in hospital, that whole experience getting well again, deserves recognition and compensation. So that's what we're trying to do. There will also be people that have prolonged and permanent disabilities caught within this as well. But this is an enhancement to the new Veterans Charter. It's something that we've learned after the last few years was a new benefit needed.
Would it apply to those suffering debilitating mental problems, or is it just physical disabilities?
This is open to any eligible injury or illness, but it's generally attributable to a single sudden event and a prolonged period of recovery. We're trying to make it as flexible as possible, and we're trying to make sure that the retroactivity, we're actually going to be proactively contacting veterans that the department feels likely are eligible, and then walking them through this new benefit, because this is being effective back to the start of the new Veterans Charter.
Right.
What we've done in the last few months is we've filled gaps in the Veterans Charter, and now this is a key enhancement that we're trying to say, let's make sure this is a world-class system. Let's fix the gaps. All parties voted for this, you remember, Don. There were some unintended gaps. I say that because they were unintended. Let's fill the gaps, but let's also enhance. Let's do some more for families. Let's also do some more to recognize that period of recovery and rehabilitation. And it'll be open for anyone that sort of meets that traumatic injury with a period of recovery.
Now, perish the thought I sound cynical about this, but, poor old Julian Fantino was lambasted for a lot of these gaps that you describe. Why wasn't this done a year ago? Why does it wait for a new minister in an election year to actually make moves that seem pretty much common sense when you look at them?
Well, in fairness, Don, our government started moving in 2011 to fix some gaps. We added a supplement to the permanent impairment allowance. And then, Ministers Blaney and Fantino got the Standing Committee on Veterans Affairs to look at the new Veterans Charter. Those recommendations came out last June. And so many of the gaps were identified in the last few years, including by the Ombudsman, Guy Perron, and so we moved on those. This is a new benefit that wasn't part of the Standing Committee report, but this is based on direct feedback and direct analysis of these cases where somebody might actually not have a permanent disability, but that road to recovery after a traumatic incident is heavy, so we're recognizing that and compensating.
Well, good move. Even better late than never. Aaron O'Toole, thanks for coming in. Is there more to come?
Well, I tabled the legislation today
More after
for
this,
these new benefits. We're always, this is a
Okay.
living charter. We're always going to improve.
All right. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.